okay? The reason that humanity is enslaved is it does not understand natural law. It does not understand the spiritual laws that govern the universe, okay? And I call this natural law, this body of laws that ultimately govern behavior. I call it, I group it under this umbrella term, natural law, okay? Here's what natural law essentially is. Natural law is the body of universal, non-man-made, binding and immutable laws which act as the governing dynamics for the consequences of human behavior. Now that's, you know, a lot to say there in one breath. I say it's non-man-made laws that already exist in creation that ultimately act as the governing dynamics for the behaviors that we choose to enact. All right, that's what natural law is. Now, humanity doesn't understand natural law in the aggregate. There are individuals who do, but the aggregate body of humanity is completely ignorant of natural law. It's why we're enslaved. Understanding natural law, what is meant by that? It means truly having conscience, which is the definitive knowledge of the objective difference between morally right behavior and morally wrong behavior. That is what it means to understand natural law, okay? Living in harmony with natural law, okay, is different than understanding it. One can even understand it and not actually accept it and enact it and live in harmony with it. Living in harmony with it means exercising one's conscience, or in other words, willfully choosing morally right behavior over morally wrong behavior, once that difference is clearly understood. When human beings, in the aggregate, the species, lives in harmony with natural law, and are therefore moral, again in the aggregate, it doesn't mean just the individual. When the aggregate of the species lives in harmony with natural law and therefore exhibit moral behavior, they become and remain free. When human beings live in opposition to natural law and are therefore immoral, they become and remain enslaved. That's how the dynamic of freedom versus slavery works, and this is what I call the law of freedom. That is the law of freedom. It has everything to do with morality and is totally inextricably connected with morality and can never be separated from it. Okay? That's natural law in a nutshell, and about as quickly as it can be, you know, condensed. I also talk about this concept, the one true divide, that there is only one true divide that separates humanity into two distinct types of individuals. The criterion for this divide is whether or not an individual believes in authority and therefore believes that there is legitimacy to slavery. Someone who believes in authority believes that there is legitimacy to slavery. Again, I'm not asking anyone to believe this. I'm telling you that's the fact of the matter. That is the reality. Okay? And this is where my other work leaves off, explaining that this is the divide that needs to be bridged. All the other things that allegedly separate humanity, race, class, sex, religion, all this, they're all divide and conquer strategies. This is the real divide, where there really is two groups of actual different kinds of people on the earth. That's the real divide, and that's the criterion that separates them, whether they believe in authority.